Hi everyone, it's Mrs. K. Are you ready to do some yoga today? I hope so because we've got some fun movements coming up for yoga. We're gonna do a warm-up, we're gonna practice our belly breathing, and we've got two poses that we're going to work on today. One is for strength and one is for balancing. So let's get going. If you have a yoga mat, you can put it out. Socks and shoes are gonna come off so that we can use our feet to do our best gripping. If you have a carpet or a rug, that will be best to practice on because we are gonna be doing some work from our knees on the ground. But if not, you can always use a regular hardwood floor or a linoleum. Okay, we don't need too much space today. This can be done in your kitchen, in your bedroom, in the living room, and if you have a mom or a dad or a guardian or a sister or brother around, tell them to join too. So we're gonna start by sitting and doing our belly breaths. 2 hands on our belly. We're going to inhale through our nose and we're gonna exhale through our mouth. Filling our belly up on the inhale. Exhale, that belly is gonna come back towards the spine. Inhale, breathe in big. Fill that belly up with air every inhale. Hands are gonna feel the belly fill up and they're gonna feel it come back to the spine every exhale. One more time. Good. From here, we're going to practice some shoulder rolls. We're gonna roll our shoulders up to our ears, back down our spine. Lift them up to your ears, all the way back down to your spine. Up to your ears, down the spine, making big circles. We'll go for 3, 2, 1. Can you go 5 the other way? Bringing those shoulders up and forward. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Inhale, arms are gonna come up over your head. Fingertips are gonna lightly touch. Inhale up and we're gonna exhale over to the left. Still breathing in through that nose, exhaling through the mouth, keeping our chest lifted and gaze forward, back up to center. Inhale up, exhale over to the opposite side. 1 breath here and coming on back to center. Hands can come down to the mat. All right, from here we're going to come into a tabletop position. Our hands are gonna come underneath our shoulders. Our knees are gonna come right underneath our hips. So we're creating a nice, strong tabletop. Our back is flat, our tummies are working to keep everything nice and tight. And I'm gonna tuck my toes just gently. From here, we're gonna come into a cat-cow position. So now we're gonna bend that tabletop. We're gonna inhale through our nose. We're gonna let our belly dip down. We're gonna look up to the ceiling. As we exhale, we're gonna look up and curl our spine. Inhale, we're gonna look up to the ceiling, belly dips down. Exhale, squeezing our breath out. We're gonna curl and round that spine. 2 more times. Inhale to cow pose. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow, last time. Exhale, cat. Good. Come back to that tabletop. We're gonna keep those toes tucked and we're gonna reach our hips back and straighten out those legs as much as we can. This is our first downward facing dog of the day. Knees can be as bent as you need. Heels are reaching down to the ground. I'm going to look through my legs, push into my palms, and here, because it's our first downward dog of the day, we are gonna bend one knee at a time, walking out that dog. So we're gonna go slow-mo for that first downward facing dog. Walk out. And then if that feels okay, we can start speeding it up. Now we're gonna go for a little power walk with that dog. One knee at a time bends, heels reaching down to the ground. Good. Both heels now reach the ground. We're gonna look up to our hands. We're gonna bend our knees and we're gonna hop as lightly as we can to our hands. Good. I heard no noise on that. Well done. Back up to standing. So now we're gonna get in a little bit more warm in our bodies by doing a full sun salutation. That's a pretty big word for grade 1s and 2s. So I'm gonna call it the Yogi poki instead. And there's a little bit of a song that we can learn and sing as we're doing it. So here we go. I'm gonna start at the front of my mat, toes touching, heels a little bit apart. I'm gonna have my hands down by my side. I'm going to inhale, get as tall as I can. And as I exhale, I'm going to reach down towards my toes. I'm gonna bend my knees, I'm gonna plant my hands, and I'm gonna hop back into a nice plank position. Then I'm gonna lower my knees and lower all the way down to the ground. From here, I get to come to baby cobra. Legs are on the ground. Inhale, my chest lifts up, and so do my hands. You can even give your hands a little wiggle. Push into the ground now. Push up, tuck your toes, hips go back, downward facing dog, and we're gonna take that nice light jump up to our hands again. Bend our knees and hop. Wow, that was really quiet. Stand on up. That's our Yogi poki, or our sun salutation. We're going to move through it slow at first, and then we can start speeding it up a bit to get our bodies really warm before we do anything for our strength and for our balancing. Are you ready? Here we go. We're going to put our hands up high, our hands down low. We're going to step to a plank, and we lower really slow. We come up to a cobra, then back to downward dog, jump up and start again. Not so bad, right? Come sing with me and as we move. Here we go. We put our hands up high, we put our hands down low. We step back to a plank and we lower really slow. We come up to a cobra, then back to downward dog. Look up and start again. Can you go a little bit faster? Here we go. We put our hands up high, we put our hands down low. We step back to a plank and we lower really slow. We come up to a cobra, then back to downward dog. Look up and start again. One more time. We put our hands up high, we put hands down low. We just step back to a plank and we lower really slow. We come up to a cobra, then back to downward dog. Jump up and start again. Whew! I'm starting to feel warm. Now let's take it in the opposite and let's go really slow. We'll do slow motion, the Yogi poki. Here we go. We put our hands up high. We put our hands down low. We step back to a plank and we lower really slow. We come up to a cobra, then back to downward dog. Look up and start again. Woo! Woo! Some of you are still going. That was awesome. Really nice slow-mo, everyone. I'm feeling pretty warm, and I'm sure you are too, after our movement and our yogi poki. So now we get to try our strength pose. And our strength pose today is called Warrior. Warrior 1, in fact. Warrior 2, I'm just joking. Warrior 2. So Warrior 2 is a really nice, strong position, and we're gonna use our legs to be active in this pose. So I'm going to start at the top of my mat, and I'm going to take a big step back with my right foot. My right foot is all along the back of my mat, and my left toes are pointing straight forward. I'm going to have my hands on my hips, and then I'm going to open up my arms so they look like a really strong capital T. I'm going to bend that front left knee as much as I can, and you're gonna start to feel your legs working, and I'm gonna take my gaze over top of those left fingertips. I'm reaching forward with my left fingertips and back, so my upper body is really strong, and I'm lowering down with my legs. Can you hold it for another 3, 2, 1? Hands come on your hips. Straighten that leg. You're gonna turn those left toes in, and we're gonna turn our right toes out. So we can do this on the other side. Arms come up nice and strong, capital T shape. We're gonna inhale and exhale. We're gonna lower into that nice lunge. We're gonna keep really strong arms, and we're gonna keep our gaze over top of our right fingertips, lowering down. Can you push into that back foot just a little bit more? Can you wiggle your fingertips? For 3, 2, 1. Good work, everyone. Hands on your hips, straighten up both legs. Both toes are gonna point forward. Then we're gonna do our first side one more time. Left toes forward, arms reach out. You know what to do now. Warrior 2, here we come. Look over your left toes, bend into that front knee. We're gonna hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come on your hips, nice and control as we come out. Toes switch. Opposite side. Reach those fingers. Big inhale, exhale. We're gonna lower down. Looking over top of those fingertips. We're holding it for 5, for 4, for 3. Keep breathing. 2, 1. Hands come onto your hips. Straighten that front leg. And now we get to heel toe those feet all the way back to center. That was our strength pose for today. So now we're going to do tree pose, which is for balance. And balance is used in so many ways, but one of the best ways that we use balance is simply by walking or moving every day to where we want to go. If you're a soccer player, if you're a basketball player, if you do gymnastics, balance is really crucial to a lot of different sports and physical activities. So here we go to practice and challenge our balance. We're going to put our hands on our hips or just above. We're going to have our toes just slightly touching. Almost like we were in mountain pose, but our hands are on our hips. We're going to pick up our right toe, and we're going to turn that right knee all the way out. I'm going to come up onto my very tiptoe on my right, very little weight. I'm going to pick up that foot, and I'm going to slide it just to the inside of my left calf. I'm going to find a spot on a wall across from me, and I'm going to focus on that one spot that doesn't move. This is a great way to help your balance. If you feel comfortable, you can take your hands off of your hips, and we can reach them all the way up and over our our head, growing our branches for tree pose. Gaze is still steady. If you wobbled and you fell out, just come on right back in. Now hands can come back to your hips. We're gonna turn that knee forward and place it back down. Good work. Second side. Left knee bends and heel picks up. We're gonna put that foot on the inside of the calf, not our knee. Inside of the calf. Hands can stay here on your hips if this is challenging. Or if you'd like, you can grow that tree, reach those branches up overhead, still focusing, still breathing. Hands come back to our hips, knee comes forward and all the way down. Awesome. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to inhale, knee picks up, turns out. If you want to stay here on your calf, you may. If you'd like an extra challenge, we can bring that foot to the inside of our thigh. Again, we're not touching our knee. We're either above or below that knee. We've got a nice outturned right knee. Hands can be on our hips. And if you'd like, right now, we can try having our hands at heart center. Again, keeping that focus and nice steady breathing. Challenging our balance for 3, 2, 1. Hands come to our hips, knee comes forward and down. Coming into our pose nice and slow and controlled, and coming out of the pose is really important because that's also challenging our balance. And if we can do moving into the pose and out of the pose with control, then our pose, the tree pose itself, is just going to be even stronger. Opposite side bends and picks up, choosing either the calf or the inner thigh to place that foot nice and slow with control, hands on your hips, or choosing heart center. See if you can take that belly breath in and exhale. If you fell out, that's okay. Come right back into the pose. We're gonna stay here for another 3, 2, 1. Hands on your hips, release that foot. Awesome. If you need to shake out your legs a little bit, that was a lot of work. Warrior 2 and then tree pose. Our work and hard stuff for the day is done. We're gonna finish up with 20 breath in our belly breathing position. So there's 2 options. You can choose to sit in crisscross applesauce for belly breathing, or you can choose to sit on your knees like we did to start our yoga off with. Today I'm gonna choose crisscross because it feels comfortable. Hands are gonna be on your belly, eyes are going to be closed. We're going to inhale through the mouth, exhale, nice and slow through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale. And as we're doing these 20 breaths, hopefully the inhales and the exhales get longer. You can relax your body. Thank it for all of the work that it's done today. Feeling the breath go in through your nose, traveling into the lungs, moving its way through your arms and legs, to your elbows, wrists, fingertips, through your hips, your knees, ankles, toes. Last 2 breaths here. And when you're done your breath, you can move your hands, you can open up your eyes. And that's it for our yoga today. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you soon. Bye.